follow up
Okay.
on that, please?
I'll come back to you, April. Go ahead, John.
Just a quick one first on Yemen. I know you're asked this every time something terrible happens in Yemen, but now that we have essentially complete chaos in Yemen, does the White House still believe that Yemen is the model for counterterrorism strategy?
John, the White House does continue to believe that a successful counterterrorism strategy is one that will build up the capacity of the central government to have local fighters on the ground take the fight to extremists in their own country. And the United States can serve both to diplomatically offer up some political support to central governments. We can offer very tangible support to local security forces in the form of training and equipping. And we can also support the operations of those security forces through whether it's the deployment of ISR capability or even in the case of Iraq, military airstrikes. And that is a template that has succeeded in mitigating the threat that we face from extremists in places like Yemen and Somalia, and is a template that we believe can succeed in mitigating the threat emanating from Syria as well.
It's astounding. You're saying that you still see Yemen as the model? I mean, the central, building up the central government which has now collapsed, a president who's apparently fled the country. Saudi troops amassing on one border, the Iranians, supporting the rebels. You consider this is a model for counterterrorism?
Again, John, what the United States considers to be our strategy when confronting the effort to try to mitigate the threat that is posed by extremists is to prevent them from establishing a safe haven. And certainly in a chaotic, dangerous situation like in Yemen, what the United States will do and has done is worked to try to support the central government, to build up the capacity of local fighters, and use our own technological and military capabilities to apply pressure on the extremists there. And there's no doubt that we would like to see a functioning central government in Yemen. We don't see that right now. And that is why we're supportive of the UN-led process to try to put an end to the violence and instability, to bring the sides all sides together to the table to try to resolve their differences, to build up the capacity of the central government, to build up the capacity of local forces, and to continue to apply pressure to extremists. What I will say is that we have not seen that kind of progress in terms of strengthening the central government. I think you could make a pretty strong case that we've seen the opposite of that. But we do continue to enjoy the benefits of a sustained counterterrorism security relationship with the security infrastructure that remains in Yemen.
You think the security infrastructure still remains in Yemen?
That there are elements of the Yemeni government that we continue to be in touch with, that continue to further our efforts to apply pressure to extremists that seek to operate in that country. And we continue to have the capability, again, because of the planning and because of the relationships that we have in the region, we do continue to have the capability to take out extremists if they're posing a threat to the United States.
Okay. Let me move then to Iran. A couple